inherit whatever Jurgen Klopp has done before he left the team. That's why he has to win the Premier League last season with no competition. But this season, I think a lot of clubs are ready to compete in this Premier League. So he's getting exposed gradually.
Yeah, I think so. For me, I believe last season that the most of the work that he did, there are two things I think he did last season was he looks like he's a good man manager.
Watch Friendship TV right now.
Transit Sports TV, City 3, Liverpool 0. What a game, the biggest game of this weekend. And Pep having his 1,000th career goal today as a manager, and Jeremy Doku. I know some of you out there are going to start now. Ready, you say Doku this. I've always said that Doku is a heavily talented player, but he didn't have end product. And he had this very honest interview last week after the Champions League with Thierry Henry, saying that Henry told him to forget about the stars and just play with freedom. And you could see today that that was true, and he has some freedom. And again, credit to Pep Guardiola, who used Doku differently. He identified that hole that I've been talking about in front of Liverpool defense behind the midfield. That is always there's always a vacuum there, and he slotted the Doku in there most of the time during this game, especially in the first half. And he used and exploited that space very well, and used it very well for City today. And Slot now losing 7 games in 10 games in all competition, 4 straight away losses in EPL. It's not looking good for Liverpool at all. And I have wrote that today, and Arsenal fan, no, this one didn't go down well with you after your the result yesterday. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, so that you're the one. I'm going to start from in this one. For me, I just made a conclusion watching this game that Anslot is not a tactical coach. I think he's just more of a man manager. The same problem that Liverpool has been having all season. And in fact, I remember last season I was talking about it too, but somehow EPL just, gave Liverpool that league last season. They seem to not have any kind of structure, or they just play football. They just play, and that defense is always exposed. So I don't know how we're going to put this one. Yes, City was unplayable today, but then Liverpool didn't really give them much to think about. It was easy for City to win this game today. What do you put this result to, from your own point of view?
Yeah, to me, I honestly know that Liverpool cannot come to the Etihad Stadium and beat Manchester United. I was expecting draw from the two teams.
Yeah.
So seeing City beating them with clean sheets today, I'm surprised.
Yes, it was obvious between these two teams, the team that was ready to do the defensive side of the job today was City. Liverpool players didn't look like they had any business defending in this game today. The only 2 players I saw do that were Bradley and Soberslide. Obviously, week in, week out, he has always been doing this for Liverpool. But the rest of the players, I don't know, Konaté has gone from... I never rated him as a defender, but at least he was decent. I believe that he was a good defender, but not exceptional. But he has really, really gone backwards. And for me, those 2 goals were all his fault. I mean, you are a defender, there's a cross into your box. What are you trying to flick a header for when you know Haaland was behind it? Just not the ball to clear. Even if it's just putting it in the air and a keeper comes out to grab it, it would have been better than for you to try to flick that ball. And, for me... defensively, Liverpool are not looking good. They don't have structure. There's no protection for their defense. And Van Dijk, I've watched football for a very long time. If you have to keep running back towards your post, that means you have big problem. Defenders are supposed to be looking at the game standing this way. Yeah, every now and then you can, or the game might force you to run back. But I saw Liverpool as a team always running back, chasing the ball back to their goal. And there's no way, the kind of quality that City has, if you allow them, there's no way they're going to they're going to not exploit those spaces. So let me ask you a question. If Liverpool, from what we have seen from them this season and watching this game today, do you think they will be in the title challenge?
To me, I don't think so. I don't really think so.
What do you put it down to? I mean, from this game today, what was for you? What is really the issue with Liverpool, or what's been going wrong with them?
To me, I think I have always known that Arne is always an average manager. He came last season, inherit whatever Jurgen Klopp has done before he left the team. That's why he has to win the Premier League last season with no competition. But this season, I think a lot of clubs are ready to compete in this Premier League. So he's getting exposed gradually.
Yeah, I think so. For me, I believe last season that the most of the work that he did, there are two things I think he did last season was he looks like he's a good man manager, relationship management coach, and he kind of slowed Liverpool down a little bit instead of that heavy metal that he used to play on that club. And like you mentioned, one other key aspect of the reason why Liverpool won the league last season, the other teams were not really ready. Arsenal was just messing around with their injuries. City, it was a very bad season for them, and the rest became history. But this season, and just like what we know from EPL all the time, teams will study you, will figure you out, and they will cancel whatever strength you have. And talking about doing your homework today, if you also watch this game, you know that between the two teams, the coach that really did good, let me not say did, but good homework on the other team was Pep Guardiola. You could see that he exploited all the weaknesses of Liverpool in the way City approached this game today. And on the other hand, Liverpool, first of all, did not correct what they had been doing wrongly, and at the same time could not even figure out what weaknesses were in City. And to be honest, I didn't see anything wrong with the way City played this game today. They were ready for it physically, structurally, tactically, in any way you want to talk about it, confidently. They were just off for this game today. There was no way Liverpool was going to escape it. Anything, if by chance anything would have happened, it would just be a draw. But it didn't look like so from the beginning of that game till the end. But what's going to be what do you think is the way forward for Liverpool? What should they do? Because I mean, you signed all the good players. Defensively, we know they are lean in that perspective. But I mean, they can't continue like, because this is a relegation form. If Liverpool continue like this in the next 5 games in EPL, they will find themselves in relegation battle. So how does an slot rescue? What does he need to do? If you were in a technical team right now, what would be your advice to him?
Maybe I think he should change his tactics, because they are not organized. They are not organized. They need to work on themselves. Maybe when they were actually signing players this summer, they didn't look at their defense. Their defense is always shaky. I think they need to do something maybe in the next summer. Maybe that will help them.
Yeah, I agree with you. The biggest problem Liverpool has is structure. And I've said it so many times, but because I'm an Arsenal fan, people make noise out there. But it's very obvious. If Liverpool play against a very well-structured team that are willing to run at them, it's always easy to play through that midfield. But what bothers me is you have Gravenberch, you have McAllister. These are players that can play in that DM position for you. Why not just instruct them to stay there? Just stay there. You don't have, I don't know any team right now that is doing good in football, in Europe, in EPL, that doesn't have a pivot. I don't see. PSG has it. It might not be the most physical player to be there, but there has to be somebody in front of that defense almost all the time. First of all, he has to play a ball in triangles. When the two center backs open up, he's in their middle. They play through him. Then the right and left edge open up. They play, so it gives you that triangle and makes it difficult for opponent to run on your team. But every time something happens on the left, Van Dijk has to run all the way to cover up for the left back. If something happens on the right, Canuto has to go all the way to cover up the right back. And then they keep getting exposed. There's gaps all over the place in that. Like you said, I think Arne Slot needs to go back to the drawing board, like I've been saying for a long time now. I knew the winning that they had last week. When I said that they won it, yes, but it didn't look like that they are taking care of their problem. And Arne Slot has to, first of all, forget about winning games. Just stop losing. And how do you stop losing? By organizing, like you said, organizing that team better and making them difficult to concede goals. Then you cannot start to build from there. But unfortunately, it looks like even the players are not interested in defending their goal. Like I said today, for me, I saw Bradley work very hard and eventually he was substituted. And obviously, Soberslide has been the player for them so far. And today, Jeremy Doku, man of the match for me. From the beginning of the game, I just knew that today he was on something different. And his positioning in the pitch as well was very difficult for Liverpool to contend with because they didn't have any plans for that particular spot on the pitch. And he exploited it very well and got a very sumptuous goal. I don't know, what you have to say about Doku today.
Yeah, today it was like I saw that interview with Thierry Henry too. So okay. When I saw him today too, yeah. He really changed whatever Henry told him about. So he did very well, very, very excellent today.
Yeah, he looks like somebody that has got some more difference. And another signing this summer that nobody is still talking about that I feel that's shown today again is Donnarumma. I think if they're going to maybe win this title this season or kind of be in it, Donnarumma is going to be a key part of it. With all we have said about Liverpool, Donnarumma still had a lot to say about the result of this game today, and that is what it takes to win titles. Maybe if Alisson was not injured, maybe Liverpool would be conceding as much as they've been conceding. But structurally, as a team, they are not doing good right now.